Hello, welcome to Find Who Sabi News, where we give you a rundown and a recap of the stories that have happened during the week. You know how we go. If it is politics, if it is crime, sports, entertainment, whatever it is, I am here to give you that headline. Okay, so let's move on to the stories for the week. My name is Toby Rotimi, and let's go. Very dark man reveals truth about Bobrisky's viral audio to House of Representatives. It is everywhere already. He already has evidences against Bobrisky, and he's ready to show them all. You know the story already. You know how Bobrisky did not even attend the meeting. But you can get more on the story when you head on to our social media page and our blog for that story. Let's move on to another one. Lion claims handler's life at Obasanjo's Library Wildlife Park. So this man from Benue State came to Obasanjo's Wildlife Park to see different animals, and then he was attacked by a lion because the lion was not properly caged well, and he was just being attacked because of carelessness. Why would the securities at the reservation center not take measures to that every animal is caged properly so as to safeguard the people who come to look at the animals? Why? But now I'm sure he is being treated, and I hope he's fine. Let's move on to another story. Police officer arrested for stabbing man to death in Yobe State. This happened during a heated argument on the 29th of September, where it's all resulted to a fight, and then the policeman just out of anger stabbed this man in Yobe State to death. I'm sure he is being reprimanded for that action that he made by the police custody. Let's move on to another story. This one says Tinubu saved Nigeria from 5.4 trillion petrol subsidy in 2024, says Governor Abiodun. We move on to another story. Fearless in October protest begins in Abuja. On the 1st of October, there was a protest in Abuja. I think they were talking about this protest happening even before October, and then they came up with their promises that they're going to have a protest in Abuja, and then of course they came up with a protest. Let's move on to another story. This is on sports. Real Madrid and Atletico shares the spoils in 10th 1-1 derby clash. You can get more on that story when you log on to the blog. Victor Olatunji eyes Super Eagles call-up after Champions League heroic. You can find out more on that story when you log on to the blog. Another story says fire raises Kwara courtroom. What must have caused the fire incident? Because it wouldn't have just burned like that in Kwara State. But you can get more on that story to find out how the fire came about when you click on the blog. Let's go on a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Find Who Sabi News, where we give you a rundown of the headlines that have happened during the week. If you have not followed us on our social media platforms, this is the right time to do so. You can follow us on Instagram, X, TikTok, and YouTube at Find Who Sabi. Also log on to our website at www.findwhosabiblog.com to get more news to your entertainment. Okay, let's move on to another story. Tunisian presidential candidate sentenced to 12 years in prison. Zamel Ayachi, who is the Tunisian presidential candidate, has been imprisoned due to controversies surrounding her voters' endorsement. When you want to get more of that story, you can log on to our website at www.findwhosabiblog.com. Let's move on to the next story. This is on relationship, a very mild, mature relationship, basically talking about parenting and child upbringing. This says parenting styles, African versus foreign. So I've been scrolling on social media and I've been seeing different kinds of behavioral patterns, from the foreign children to African children, how foreigners or how foreign children behave to their parents and how African children behave to their parents. And I'm seeing foreign children behave so disrespectfully to their parents and so unruly. I'm like, you cannot try this with African parents. But I mean, generally speaking, children are supposed to be brought with a very strong hand in order to respect people, whether it is their parents or strangers. If you come from the African home, you understand that there is a way children are being brought up, a very strong way they are being brought up, actually. So one of the advantages is strong sense of community. Second one is focus on respect and discipline. They're always respected. Like the African parents are always bringing up their children in the way that they are able to respect other people outside the home. And of course, they're also very disciplined. Cultural identity, they're always focused on, okay, this is where I come from. So wherever I go, I remember that this is where I come from. So I'm going to behave myself in such a manner. Of course, hard work and responsibility. They believe that my children are supposed to be really hardworking, so I'm going to instill that in my children. That is the way African parents bring up their children. And for foreign parents, I think they need to have a stronger hand in bringing up their children in a very respectable manner, so as to have respectable society as they grow up. But if you want to get to know more, or when you actually log on to our website, because you really need to know about these things, when you log on to our website, you can get to know more on this article. All right, so it's time for us to move. It's time for us to draw these stories to a close, and I'll leave you to follow us and read up the stories on the blog. Remember to log on to our website at www.findwhosabiblog.com. Follow us on our social media pages at findwhosabi. My name is Toby Ritney, and I will see you next time. Bye.